All right, we're going live. Let me just go ahead and wait for everything to actually start showing up. And I think we're all good to go, man. All right, here we are. Let's go. We're live. All good to go. Making sure I'm getting all the ads and everything out of the way for everyone, so we can just hop in there and chit chat and talk. So let's go ahead and break down the dirt race. At least I'll give you my early opinions on the cars that I think are actually halfway decent. Not necessarily, if you want to argue good or bad DFS plays, that's a different story. Heat one's a pretty big throwaway. Not really anything to take away from heat number one, just because you had Tanner Gray, you had what's his name, Buddy Overheat. It sucks that those guys are chalk. I'm personally not playing. I am. Let me get this down here. I am not playing Buddy here just because I think he's going to be absolutely massive chalk. I have him projected for 45.9 points tonight. At least for me, it's worth the fade. I'm only doing one line. Might as well fade one of the higher owned guys that I think we're going to see at least struggle a bit. And we saw it last year. This place is hard to pass. Look, track position is everything. Buddy starting in the back. I'm not super high on Buddy. That's just where I'm at personally. But from heat number two, I liked how Hocevar's cars drove, how Hocevar's truck drove. Fogelman's interesting. Fogelman's a very interesting play for me. One of my favorite projected guys, and I projected everyone very aggressively to where I truly believe people are going to finish. I don't think we're going to see gigantic place differential moves, maybe two or three in this race, but like the main moves that I see working their way into like the top 10, Eckes, John Nemechek, Enfinger. Like I see those guys getting like 6 to 8 positions. I don't see them necessarily getting 10, 12, 13, 14. So I have a lot of guys projected right at like 4.9, 4.8, 4.7x, just being really aggressive where I truly believe guys are going to finish. I think Zane Smith has a fantastic car. Zane Smith is probably one of my favorite plays tonight. I think he's a better play than Nemechek. I think he's a better play than Eckes. Heat number two, like I said last night, this is Logano's race to lose. Logano, and I understand it was heat number three. He started up front, didn't really necessarily have to do anything, but you see how fast Logano is, how easy he is, how easy it is for him to get through people. You can argue Ben Rhodes. Personally, I'm not dicking around with multiple dominators in this race. God damn, I said it again. I'm not dicking around with multiple lap leaders in this race. Personally, I like Logano. I'm not playing him and Rhodes together. If that beats me, then so be it. Heat number two, Friesen showing a fast car. Honest to God, if I'm not playing Logano, I'm playing Friesen. Like I said, I'm playing one line, playing Logano, but Friesen looks extremely fast. The main issue with Friesen that I have is that he's going to push it, man. That's the only concern with me. I think Chandler Smith looks extremely sturdy. I like how that car is looking. Same thing with Derek Kraus. Those are the guys that stood out to me based on the eye test from the heat races. Outside of that, let's start going through the chat. Let's start going through and seeing how people are doing. Thank you guys for being in here when this started. 26 of you guys waiting for the live show to start. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate you joining me on this very tight window. For whatever reason, I thought we had a much smaller window for the truck race, so I did actually end up getting everything done, heat map projections and all that. But let's see, Dave, happy to have you back. It's yeah, that's just how it is. I told you that would happen. A little shocked that Dylan didn't get up there as much, but passing points are great for an entertainment value because it's going to make it interesting. Passing points are great when you start in the back of the field. When you start up front, passing points suck. But that's just how NASCAR has to do it. Ken, happy to finally have you on a live show. It's been a while. You've been trying to get to one. I'm glad that we have you here now. He said it, not me, but if you would follow that, feel free. Jason, thank you very much. A guy who has donated in the past through super chats. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys watching the two videos this weekend. despite the fact I'm out of town, despite the fact I don't have my normal setup. Still trying to at least give you guys my opinions here. So with me, when you look at terms in playable, if you're saying playable, I think it's Logano. I do think Rhodes is in there. I have Rhodes projected lead laps and gets fast laps. I think Friesen's playable. I think Chandler Smith is playable. Playable and I'm playing them are two different things. So, if I was doing 10, 20 lines, I'd probably have 40%. I'd probably have 60%, probably even higher. Probably 70% Logano. Rhodes would probably be at 30. I'd probably have Friesen in about 40%. But right now, like I said, just doing one line with Logano. I think Rhodes is certainly playable. And if you truly believe that Logano is going to struggle late in this race, which I don't think he is, man. Logano ran a ton of laps yesterday. I feel he's comfortable with the car. I'm not too concerned about that. And the way that I see Rhodes passing him is Logano doesn't take the outside on the damn start, man. We're seeing we saw where the momentum is, and it kind of drives me crazy of how the announcers are talking about this race. Dirt racing is a momentum style race, man. Lap after lap, it's about gaining momentum. It's not about losing momentum, because you can have a slow corner to gain momentum in the next one. I don't necessarily like how these announcers are like, well, he just had a bad corner there. Like, Boyer, come on, that's what he's doing. Come on, man. Yeah, my main concern with Logano not leading is honestly right off the bat. I don't think Rhodes gets him in the long run. I think Friesen has a better chance of getting Logano in the long run. But with that said, I think Logano can build a big enough gap in order for him to not get past there. Man, I love guys who ask the question. I understand I'm going through. I'm a bit late, but we got to ask 1, 2, 3 times. In terms of safe plays, I do. It leans to being the chalk plays like Tanner Gray. Like I said, I'm not playing Buddy. I barely got him for 49 points today, 45 points today. Kaz Gralla. I don't hate Deegan. You can knock a lot of holes in Deegan, but I don't mind her. I think Harrison Burton's fine, because when you look, like, I got Harrison Burton today projected for 34 points. What do you mean that's fine? Well, Harrison Burton can very easily get through this race. I'm really looking at this race being a track position race, and I think there's a lot of guys that are just going to be landlocked where they start, where they run. The guys that are going to lose positions that I could easily see: DeBenedetto, Austin Wayne Self, Kobe Howard, Jack Wood. Once you get those guys moved back, who takes those places? Well, it's going to be Crafton, Kraus, Enfinger, Smith, Nemechek. But do they get themselves into the top 10? Not all those guys are going to be running inside the top 10. It's not a normal showing to where you're going to, have a default, Grant Enfinger, have a top 4 car. I'm concerned about Enfinger, stalling out around 12th, 11th today. When we look at guys who I think actually do have speed, I think Ankram's there. Mike Marlar is clearly going to fall back. Same thing with Andrew Gordon, just being in a heat where guys had to pull off due to overheating issues. So really the short safe plays, my opinion, are probably Zane Smith, probably Tanner Gray, looking at probably Kaz Gralla. But we really need to look at these guys in grain of salt, because I just don't see these guys working their way into the top 15. I think it's going to be a very, very slow type of race. And I think we are going to run into some wrecks here and there. That's just how it's going to be. Why do I like Zane Smith? He looked great in the heat. I love how that car is performing. When we look at Zane Smith's times that you can get going to the Patreon, ladies and gentlemen, take a gander at Zane Smith here. The reason I like Zane Smith is I like the times that he is running late in the practice sessions, man. He never really fell off. He was consistent, Clearly, we're not even really looking at the first half of the practice session, but when we look at once the track really starts changing, and look, the track is sure it's gonna dry out, it's gonna get crazy, but the track is only gonna get so different after the first 2 practice sessions. Once they wet the track and it blows off the moisture that was put back in there, you're really racing with what I think the truck race is going to run into today. Like practice number 2 for the truck race is I think it's going to be very similar conditions to what a majority of the truck race is going to be ran under today. And I like Zane Smith. I don't mind him at all. And the main reason why is the eye test. I'm really liking Zane Smith. But seeing his 21.5s in practice is good to see. Seeing him consistently stay between 21.6s, 21.5s, I like that a lot. So that's my main reason around Zane Smith. He's a dirt boy. He's a dirt boy. Come on now. Yeah, I know. I got Andrew for absolutely jack. I got him for 4 place differential point. Are you kidding me, my guy? Why are you asking me about a guy whose original ride, fell through, or not fell through, ran into horrific issues, and we got a CMI entry for you? Like, are you kidding me? We're not playing Andrew here. We're not doing that. ACS. I haven't decided on my line. I didn't have a punt in it the first 2 times I was messing around with it. I then went to Spencer Boyd. And I think Spencer Boyd and Buddy is really interesting. If you think this race gets crazy, Spencer Boyd, Buddy, and Tanner Gray seems like a really strong three guys to have. But due to the fact that I'm going to die on the hill not playing Buddy, I'm not going with those 3, or those 3 in a line. Timmy Hill, I think Timmy Hill's going to be fine. I'm not trying to be a Timmy Hill truther. I'm trying to ease my dosage back on that. But in terms of guys not being stupid, I trust Timmy Hill a lot more than Blaine Perkins. I trust him a lot more than Chris Wright, a lot more than Lawless Allen. Tate Fogelman passes the eye test for me. I think Tate Fogelman getting inside the top 20 is pretty reasonable. But it's Tate Fogelman. Keep that in mind. Kind of already answered that. It really depends on what your line's going towards. I don't hate Boyd at all. Don't think I'm going to get to him. And I don't know how the car handles. Do I think this race gets crazy? Do I think they start wrecking really early? I don't know if they start wrecking early. My main concern with Boyd is that he ends up not finishing the race and kind of sinking your lines. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards Timmy Hill if I was going to actually punt somewhere with someone. But that's where I'm at there. And then see, due to the fact where a lot of these guys qualified, they're not playable. Like Kligerman looking good, having speed, not going to score anything DFS wise. Austin Dillon starting too high up. Nemechek is interesting. I don't know where ownership goes to. I like Chandler Smith over John Hunter Nemechek, and I like Zane Smith more than John Hunter Nemechek, so I didn't feel the need to go to John Hunter Nemechek. But you can very easily afford him. Like, you can play whoever you want. That's why, you can play whoever you want. Pricing, it allows you to do that. Lineups allow you to do that. I really believe Buddy is going to work his way into nearly 50% of the lines, man, especially in single entry. I cannot play Buddy, man. He's going to be over-owned, and I just hope he wrecks. It's going to be a really interesting type of slate to see how everything goes. Michael, thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate you. I appreciate it so much. It really does. It means a lot. And I'm not just saying that. I do appreciate you guys being here. 92 of you guys watching on a truck race on Saturday. Thank you so much. Deegan. Had her in my original line, took her out, put her back in, took her out. Same thing with Timmy Hill, man. I got to really start looking black and white. Deegan was fine in the first practice. Then she hits the wall, destroys the dirt car that was designed for this race, brings out a short track car that is not prepared for the dirt, spins out, trying to push it. It's a rough race. It's a rough situation to be in. Having that bad of a season in terms of almost missing the race. Um, we just need points, Deegan. We don't need to get crazy. Survival is the goal. I'm afraid they push her in a place that, like, look, similar to Brad Keselowski in the Cup Series, the season is over. I hate to say it. Season is over. Trying to gain points are just going to put us in worse positions. Let's just survive. Um, I'm I'm curious. I'm very curious what Deegan's ownership comes into. I think a lot of people share my thoughts that she's going to be risky. She fits in a lot of lines really easily. She's probably the best play in that range. I forgot exactly what she's at, but goofing around and making lines and seeing. I know she's 6 something. Let's see. Because you're not playing Jack Wood. You're not playing Colby Howard. My bad. She's 7,000. Like you're not playing. I don't know why Mike is $7,100. That's quite redonkulous. You're already playing Tanner Gray. You're not playing Austin Wayne Self. You're not playing Colby Howard. You're not playing Ty Majeski. You're not playing Parker Kligerman. And so, depending on where you're at, and when you look at projections, well, yeah, sure, Deegan projects out the best in that range, but man, I don't know if I can do it. Personally, for me, I think so. That's just where I'm at. I think Logano has the car to beat. I've been on that all weekend so far. So I like going on Logano. That's where we're at right now. In terms of money being left on the table, doesn't really matter. I'm not saying leave $4,000 on the table, but if you leave 500, $1,000 on the table, go right ahead. I'm not too concerned about that. In terms of who we like, Darren, and I appreciate you joining. I'll probably end this probably in like 15 minutes. Probably be easier to listen back on 2X before the race starts, because what do we have here? You guys doing any USFL stuff? I know that's a dumb question, but I'm kind of waiting for more comments to come in. I just want to make sure how long we have before the Cup Series race. Yeah, we got top of the hour, 7:08. In terms of who we like, really quick, at least from the heat races, I test Tosavar, Fogelman, Zane Smith, Logano, Rhodes, Friesen, Chandler, Smith, and Kraus, but that's not necessarily build with just those guys. I just like how those lines look, or how those drivers look. In terms of plays that I actually want to consider, at least in the pool that I don't hate, certainly Logano. I don't mind Dylan. Kraus looks good. Like I said, passed the eye test. I'm fine with what he did in practice session. Zane Smith, Eckes, same thing with Tyler Ankrum, Tanner Gray. And then once you get in there, you really need to figure out where you want to go. Do you want to go Harrison Burton? Do you want to go Kaz Grala? Do you have enough money for, say, Nemechek? Do you have money left over for Enfinger? And those guys are very up in the air. I can't make heads or tails on any of those last really 4 guys that I just mentioned there. They're not going to kill you in lines, but I think there's going to be one standout from those guys there, and the other ones are just kind of going to get stuck, maybe with 7 place differential points, and that's really it. Well, they've had props. Oh, I thought, my bad. Yeah, I did one early in the week. We'll see how it goes. Just like the NFL, I play the NFL. Probably end up playing the USFL. Just won't ever really talk about it. Just kind of killing time to get comments in here. I just he didn't see it, man. Are you watching the heats? Are we seeing what we're seeing in practice? We're really splitting hairs here. I mean, we can see the tiers. We can see where these guys are. You can see the top dogs are going to be Logano, Rhodes, Stuart Friesen, Chandler Smith. We're going to see Elliott starting 7th, correct? Right? At least I hope things didn't get changed. Things get changed. Might have to check this out here. Things get changed. Anyway, You have Chase Elliott, starting 7th. I don't see Elliott getting really past the top 3 because you're going to have your leader most likely trying to pull away. You're going to have second and third most likely run in line. Those guys are going to be fast. Elliott then also has to survive being on the bottom lane, somehow get to the top side, start making passes on the top side. That's just where I'm at with Elliott. Like that's just where he's at. Okay, here. Since I don't cover USFL, officially, because it's not. I think that's a fucking terrible way to go, driver. I think that is an absolute horrible way to go. Look, the secret. You don't need to pay nothing for USFL. Secret to USFL, all right? Stack Tampa Bay, ladies and gentlemen. Play Poindexter. Okay, there you go. There's a great starting point for you. You never cheap quarterbacks are a terrible way to go. Play the guys who are going to be in a great offense. New Orleans only has like 3 wide receivers. It's a very, very small core of guys to throw the ball to. Okay, great passing offense. Same thing with Tampa Bay. Those are the offenses you want. I don't know why you would waste your time going with a cheap captain. But let's not talk about USFL. That's my opinion there. It's certainly concerning. I am worried about that. I think Harrison Burton is a tournament play. I would not trust him in cash, but yet again, let's just stop playing cash, ladies and gentlemen. That's where you should go. Let's see. Yet again, Chris, I do appreciate that. I do appreciate it. I would bump down. I'd bump Harrison down to probably 40% with me. I'm concerned about Harrison. I might even be lower than that because here, let's take a gander at Harrison Burton here. Harrison Burton, very much a mid-tier guy when the track was fast. Let's see, how long did he stay out? Slow. Harrison Burton's fucking slow in this track. When the track got used up, when it was dry, when it's going to be like it's racing, he's running 21.8s, 21.9s, 21.6s. When you hear me talk about other guys running 21.5s, 21.6s, those tenths are going to add up. Look, that's huge. If you're 2 tenths slower on a track, specifically a dirt track, those guys are gapping you like crazy. Okay, especially on a track where it's 21 second, 22-second lap times, a tenth, 2 tenths. Once that continues for 7 laps, dude, that's almost a straightaway on you, straight up, man. Because all that time is in the corners. You're getting down these straightaways probably not a straightaway, but a good half a straightaway. That's a huge thing. That's what concerns me the most about Harrison Burton there. Is this a joke? What are we talking about? Driver, you're on the YouTube. What are we talking about? Why would you type that? Fogelman or Hill, very, very much head to head with me. I think Hill's safer. Fogelman has certainly more upside in my opinion. I have Logano at, I know it's in the 90s. I know it's quite high. Let's see. I got him at 92 points myself. Who's there? What the hell? What's up with all these Harrison Burton questions? Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of guys safer than Harrison Burton. Okay? If we're there, let me, like I said, I hate working on one screen because I take forever to get things. I can't just, usually I have everything on this side, able to look at another thing here. Here I'm using one screen. Harrison Burton, $8,200. Ladies and gentlemen, Christian Eckes is much safer. Kaz Gralla is much safer. What else? Who else is here? Tanner Gray, much safer. Gun to my head, am I playing Buddy or Harrison Burton? I'm probably playing Buddy there. I'm worried about Harrison Burton. He concerns me. Probably won't be in my one line. I'm only doing one line. I'm pretty sure I said that, but probably not going to get there for me. 80 of you guys here. I do appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, really, the real advice is just don't play anything. Just watch the spectacle here. Have fun. That's really it. This is a rough race to handicap here. And really, I think that's about it. Yeah. It's not. I mean, like I said, it's mid tier. I didn't necessarily rank him. I'm just looking at practice times at a certain point in the practice session, and then comparing him with other guys who ran, and he's just not going there. But what are we doing here? What are we running into issues? I don't understand. What are you talking about? Driver, I don't care if you're on your phone. I don't care if you're on your here. Driver, there's a like button literally right here. What are we doing? Ladies and gentlemen, what are we doing? What kind of comment is that? I do appreciate you watching, but I know there's a comment there. Unless you're on YouTube TV, which then you wouldn't have one, which is understandable. So maybe that's the argument we're here. But yeah, man. Let's talk about here just real quick. I know we'll be talking about it tomorrow anyway. I really like how the Cup Series is looking. I like how the heats are. Real quick, and we're not really doing Cup content here. I'm just wanting to point this out to get your mind kind of rolling before we head out here. Reddick, Bell, by far the best cars. That's just how it's looking. Not necessarily because they won, but because they were able to cut through the field and look comfortable with their cars. BK or RFK, my bad. I'm used to saying Brad Keselowski Racing. RFK, I think they're going to really put on a show tomorrow. I think those cars are set up properly for the races tomorrow. Keselowski looked tight, looked extremely comfortable, didn't look like he was all over the track. And that early on that type of track, you want to be tight. Same thing with Buescher. Very interesting. Keep that in mind. And then Larson and Stenhouse had by far the best track to race on. Both those guys are looking good right now. That's where I'm at right there. Happy Easter to you as well. Not gonna. What do you think? Is there anything special for Easter that you say? Any good sayings? Can't remember. I haven't celebrated Easter in a very long time since I was with my familia. But yeah, disappointing. Disappointing in the sense that they were so off on the start. But like I said, man, Bubba held him up, which is you're going to see in dirt track race. Look, that's how it is. You have a good car, you get stuck behind somebody, and they just pull away. That's the main reason why. And I wish, like Boyer, you know this. You literally have a dirt track team for late models. You might not have them anymore, but you were a part of dirt racing for a long time. You know that. That's what's going on. That's why Haley pulled away. That's why who else pulled away? I don't remember. Was it Jones? Not Jones. Well, Dillon pulled away early, but they finally caught his ass down, which shows, like, come on, Ty Dillon does not have the car. That should show you. Able to pull away. Once everybody got in line, they were able to run him down. Austin Dillon flew way high in the first corner. Took the entire time to get caught back up. Once he was caught back up, he was able to get by those guys. He was way faster. I do think Dillon has a really good car. That's just how it is. And see, we're all having fun here. Just talking about how to use the like button. I do appreciate that. No, thank you so much, Mark. I'm not giving you a hard time. Don't worry. But I was just like, what do you mean you can't find like? I know it's there, man. We just got to scroll down a little bit more. Oh yeah, we're doing like KFC advertisements here. See, we're dropping the viewers really quick. I do appreciate you guys still being here because we're kind of just shooting the shit. Probably hang around for another 5 minutes there. But 65 of you guys here, thank you so much for being here. That doesn't mean fucking anything. That doesn't mean anything, man. Fast laps in the heat don't mean anything at all. And this year, I really, really tried to make it a point to not go into the history that I have with dirt track racing, because I know there's an influx of new viewers. And I've done the same spiel for like multiple years. And I was like, look, this year I'm not going to mention anything that I've ever done with dirt track racing. Just going to get in there, get out really easily. But look, man, fastest laps in the heat don't mean anything. That's just how it is, man. And this is coming from a guy who's been a part of winning heats and a guy who's been a part of being DFL in heats, a crew. And heat races mean nothing. I can tell you're joining late. 30 minutes of the show. Go back probably around the 15-minute mark. That's when we talked about Haley Deegan. Michael, thank you very much for joining me on this Saturday evening. I appreciate it, man. Good luck to you guys as well if you guys are playing. Same thing with you, Andy. Thank you. This is a good question. So I have Hocevar at. So this is what I'm still kind of teetering on with my line. Not necessarily with Hocevar. Like I got Hocevar finishing 9th. So what's that? Around 32 points. That's when it really gets interesting. Like I got Burton at 34. I got, Deegan at 31.8. That's where it really gets interesting, because like I said, I don't think we're going to see a lot of guys necessarily get through the field. Hell, I even got Ty Majeski at 32. I got Crafton at 35. I got a lot of guys projected similar around that. Personally, I would lean towards the place differential play, just because I think this is going to be a crazy race. Yeah, I can't see Hocevar getting that. I just don't see it. Even if Hocevar holds on, let's see. Yeah, dude, I can't have it, man. I cannot do it. 6th is 38. I can't give Hocevar that much, man. It's rough. In my opinion, yeah, that's where I'm at. That's just where I'm at. I think Logano has the best truck. I think it looks the best, not looks wise, not paint scheme wise, looking like it handles the best. I think after that, if you want to get off of Hamlin, which I'm not doing, but I'm only doing one line, I would go to Stuart Friesen, and then I would do Ben Rhodes. Those are the guys that I would go. I think it's going to be Hamlin and not Hamlin. I think it's going to be Logano and Friesen as your main contenders for tonight. That's where I'm at. That's funny. That's hilarious, man. I would love if Majeski actually got luck on his side. You want to talk about bad luck? Poor Majeski's still dealing with that. Majeski should have been Josh Berry. Ty Majeski is the beta version of Josh Berry, and it just didn't work out for him at all. Really, we say, man, Josh Berry's a guy who really earned it. He's just Ty Majeski 2.0, who didn't get absolutely murdered with bad luck. I think this is going to be a little kind of a perfect end right here. It gives you guys 30 minutes to goof around with lines and see where you want to go. I'm going to go ahead and head off here. Tomorrow, it'd be 11 a.m. Eastern time, 11:05 Eastern time for the Cup Series live show. Going to be live for probably about an hour or however long people want to hang out and chit chat and stuff. I just want to let you guys kind of have fun tonight and, spend your Saturday building your lines or spending it with your family. And then obviously it'll be Easter tomorrow. So I'm not going to keep you too long here. I do appreciate the viewership. I do appreciate you being here. 67 of you guys here for half an hour. I do appreciate that. And we'll see you tomorrow. Best of luck in these in the lineups. And hopefully this race is entertaining. Hopefully you don't lose too much money. And if you do win money, I hope it's one of the viewers in here. So thank you very much. We'll see you guys tomorrow.